Now starting, this is going to be Protoss playing Terran, and Reflex Afota playing as the Protoss player. Why does this always have to be so confusing? I wish this Terran player would change his name to Terran. He does have the ghost icon, so he is quite a strong Terran player, or he plays quite simply a lot. And we do have here our Terran player playing as the blue Terran player. His name is Protoss, and on the other side we do have our Protoss player. Reflex Afota is going to be playing as the red Protoss player. This is MLG Shakura's Plateau, so there is that little rock or supply depot that does block this ramp from being blocked off. And have fun, says Protoss, and hearts out from Afota. For real, says Protoss. You too, and Apahota. Apahota. I kind of, that's, alright, I'll try that. Or I'll just call him Reflex. And, Zerg will no gas expand. I actually did not read the chat until just now, so we'll just ignore that. You can read that on your own if you can see it on the recording. Of course, the recording will be up at youtube.com/AegisStarcraft2. And we do have our Protoss player, again, getting a supply depot up at the front. Our Terran player, whose name is Protoss, getting a supply depot up at the front. And his barracks is getting created up at the front as well. Afota, or Apahota is getting his gateway up on 13 food. He will be getting his gas right now. That's a really early gas, 13 gas. So we'll see what he decides to do off of that 13 gas. And we do have that probe now scouting in here, going to be checking out everything that's going on. There is a gas coming up for Protoss, who is playing Terran, of course. Always a good reminder for you. And looks like we've got a little probe and SCV fighting. The probe will be retreating and regenerating its shields. Meanwhile, another probe out here will be probably throwing down yet another pylon. Should be getting that as soon as possible. Or he's going for a really fast cyber core, and there's that cybernetics core coming up. And a pylon also. So there's a nice little wall here. If it extends all the way across, he will be able to wall off his nexus and prevent his probes from getting killed off by Hellions. I don't like that build. Anyways, we've got the second barracks on the way for Protoss. And his reactor is on the way as well. He's getting a supply depot up at the front. You're going to be walling that off and preventing any sort of probe from sneaking in there and stealing any information. Apahota is getting his probe over to the second tower, is going to be checking that one out as well. The SCV is going to scout in here. Has he spotted the Protoss player yet? Not yet, so it looks like he will be finally getting in here. He will be running into a Zealot, and Zealot will be getting one smack on that Zealot, on that SCV. SCV does get away. He still has a half health. The Warp Gate research is on the way as well. Marines getting produced. A tech lab is on the way for Terran, and the first stalker of the game is on the way as well. Double gas mining, two guys in this gas, so that might be a mistake. Two more gateways coming up for Apahota, and talking about Storm and some Curse Word July Zerg. So I don't want to play in Clan War anymore. Why not? Anyways, more Marines getting rallied to the front. Looks like he may be trying to secure expansion sometime in the near future, or maybe going for some sort of 2 racks pressure. We'll see what he decides to do. Concussive Shell is on the way as well. Twilight Council on the way for our Protoss player, Apahota. And there's still that mistake with that one guy missing from this gas. This may cost him if he's going for any sort of gas heavy play. There is a pylon up here. A Zealot is going to get cleaned up over here. Looks like our Terran player is going to start pushing right now, and that stalker getting caught out of position will get killed off. And this pylon also getting canceled. Very nice job by our Protoss player. He's got his 3 gateways now warping into warp gates. A Dark Shrine is on the way. He needs to get a sentry right away to fend off this push. These Marines and Marauders will have no mercy. He's got no sentry. This could be very, very bad. Another pylon coming up. two SCVs are heading the charge, and those two SCVs are going to get killed off. No, they're not. They do survive. He needs to get that one sentry out ASAP. It looks like all of these units are going to be running up the ramp. Sentry gets in here way too late. Force field does not wall that ramp off. A Stalker and another Zealot being warped in. It looks like the Terran army has been cleaned up, and it does finally losing that sentry. Losing a sentry is a pretty big deal, especially because they do gain value as the game goes on with that energy. Looks like that one Marauder will be going down, and our Protoss player did hold off that push, and he does have his Dark Shrine almost finished up. We'll be able to get a couple of Dark Templar out on the field real soon. Robotics facility coming up, and Protoss, our Terran player, is getting his starport as well as his factory up. There is a reactor at the ready, so he can get those Vikings, perhaps medevacs, out onto the field real soon. Another pylon coming up for Apahota, and another Marauder getting fried over here. So that Dark Shrine is now complete. A couple of Dark Templar on the way. One over here. A pause from Protoss. Sorry, phone. So we're going to take a wait. Since when do you need an eBay to... Oh, okay, I thought they were actually talking about eBay earlier, but it looks like they were talking about an engineering bay for the upgrades, and so few sentries. Yeah, there are Dark Templars, though. So there are Dark Templars now headed his way, and of course our Terran player doesn't know about this, maybe because of the very low sentry count. He only saw very low Stalkers, very few sentries, so he has this indication that some very heavy tech is on the way. Perhaps a Stargate, perhaps some fast Colossus play, but that Colossus would very soon be out on the field in this case. So Dark Templar is also a good thing to look at for this game. So perhaps that eBay that they're talking about, I didn't actually see an eBay up. Yeah, maybe somebody's calling him about that eBay. Oh no. So we'll see what's going on. Somebody tell him he's gone DT. And it looks like Stang is going to be dropping, perhaps. And of course, our Protoss player is going a little bit tech heavy. He's got Dark Templar, he's got a Dark Shrine, he's going for the robotics facility. He's also going for that Twilight Council. He's gone for the Twilight Council. That's a lot of gas thrown into this. And so that actually puts him a little bit in a strange position where he has a lot of tech and no expansion. He does have enough minerals for that expansion right now. We'll see if he decides to go for that right now, or if he decides to hold off. And WTF, says Apahota. We've got here Stang will be dropping. There's that drop. cSO Stang has left the game. Best is going for the pub, going to the pub for burgers in a bit. Alright, so we'll soon know what's going on. Hopefully this... I hope this can't... Burger. Looks like somebody is hungry. So I'm wondering, let's see who is willing to divulge what their favorite 5 guys we've got. Johnny Rocket, never heard of that one. And we've got to resume in the game. First Dark Templar is out on the field, and we've got the eBay should be... No, there's no eBay. Why are they talking about an eBay? Anyways, there is a bunker now coming up, going to be switching over to the Viking production. Yeah, I didn't see an eBay. So those 2 Dark Templar are going to be able to go to town here. All they have to do is clean up those supply depots. A scan is not ready. Looks like he's going to have his work cut out for him. We've got that supply depot trying to get repaired. 2 SCVs on it right now. A second Dark Templar is hanging out down at the low ground. looks like that supply depot is actually being repaired slightly faster than the Dark Templar can actually kill it. Another barracks getting thrown down over here. That Dark Templar is trying to get in here. He is unable to. That bunker is also getting repaired, and a lot of SCVs are actually being pulled off the line to try to hold this off. Another barracks being thrown down, and all the while this is happening, Apahota is getting up his expansion, and this is going to be a lot of trouble for our Terran player. He's trying to get a missile turret up. He's trying to get his scan. He does have a scan ready. He should scan and get rid of that Dark Templar. Not sure what he's waiting for. And there's the scan going down. Going to be able to clean up that Dark Templar very quickly. Yet there is one more Dark Templar out here just waiting. But there is a missile turret up, so he will be able to defend. And there is a starport now grabbing a tech lab. Will be going after that Raven so that he can move out across the map without expending like 4 or 5 scans just to get over to Protos's base. We've got a couple of Stalkers, Zealots go for double drops as best. He does have his factory coming out over here, but he doesn't really have that many medevacs out on the field. Getting another starport up, going for a Raven. So his build order may have been screwed up quite a bit. Twilight Council not researching anything yet. Templar Archives on the way. Very, very tech heavy out of this Protoss player. Double drop, yeah, it would straight up kill this Protoss player. There's nothing over here. There's like 4 Zealots, 2 Stalkers. Let's take a look at the unit counting station. 3 Dark Templar out on the field. There is a drop on the way. 3 Dark Templar, a War Prism, and a bunch of pings from the spectators. We know where that unit is going. We've got a Dark Templar being warped in over here to be able to help defend against any sort of drops. He does have his natural expansion up and running. That Dark Templar still chilling out over here. And it looks like we've got that drop unloading over here, going after the Dark Shrine. Stim pack going down. Will the Dark Shrine actually go down? Looks like that Dark Templar is trying to run over here and clean up these Marines. That Dark Shrine is going to fall, and a load up from all of those Marines will be able to get out of there, only sustaining 3 losses. Losing that Dark Shrine. Raven is also out on the field, and so I'm not sure if that was all that worth it. He didn't do that much damage. A couple of units over here are going to be moving out across the map. We've got Protoss now rallying troops to the front. He does have a 1 High Templar. He does not yet have Storm at the ready. Storm is just about to finish, and those units from Terran are moving out over here, going to be able to clean up this pylon. And Reflex is moving back to his base with all of his units, trying to get out additional units as quickly as possible. He's warped in. A couple more High Templar will be able to storm soon, but that Terran army is coming really close. Another Dark Templar advancing forward, going to be trying to do as much damage as possible, throwing down a ton of gateways right now. Protoss has not spent his money well this game at all, and these Stormers are going to be with energy soon. He will be able to do a lot of damage. We've got another High Templar, another Zergler. We've got a nice Storm going down, yet another Storm going down, and it looks like this Terran army has been severely weakened. Another Storm coming down on this Terran army. Archon is on the way, a PDD coming up. Keys says Reflex Apahota. Looks like he may have a problem with his keyboard, and we've got a couple more Archons being morphed in here, but it looks like Protoss is doing a lot of damage. There is a single Dark Templar over there that he can utilize, but there is a Raven up in the air. Apahota is hurting real bad from this. He's got to defend it against this. If he defends this, he will be in a somewhat okay position, especially because he does have this expansion up. And it looks like this army, another stim going down. There's plenty of medevacs up in the air. More Zealots being warped in, but it's just looking like it's not enough. More High Templar being warped in as well, and Archon being warped. Apahota is trying to hold in this as long as possible. The Marauders microing back, the probes coming forth, going to try to do as much damage as possible. But this game is all but over. There's just 1 Archon, a couple of probes out on the field, warping in additional Zealots. That's the amount of money he actually has. He has so much money in the bank. It really has hurt him to keep that much money in the bank. He even has 200 gas, and all of these Terran units are streaming over here to be able to kill off this expansion. Once this goes down, it will be very bad. GG calls Apahoda, and this game goes to Protoss from, I believe, Team cLO.